We're back, everybody. It's the 4th of October, and I am going to be hunting for a big mature doe at our upper farm. That's a new seeding 2-acre plot that we put up there, and then there's an acre brassica that was a failure that's all winter rye now. The deer have been, there's been tons of does out in this food plot every night up here. It's just been, on the trail cameras, it's ridiculous how many does have been out here. There's really nothing up here very exciting buck-wise, but I'm not buck hunting right now. I'm looking for a big beefy doe to keep this girl from starving, because she wants herself something juicy like a backstrap that she can chew on when I'm not around. So
you're gonna cut that out.
Cut what out? What's wrong with that?
You're gonna cut that out.
She wants some jerky and some snack sticks, you name it. Kaylee wants it, so we're gonna go try to get her done. We'll see you up there. You have anything you want to add to the video? No. Nothing? Not like a good luck? Okay. Maybe say it with like you mean it.
Good luck.
Oh, thanks. Some more. Yeah. How about a little dance?
I don't have any.
How about a leg kick?
No, that was not my, not my forte.
Well, we made it up here to the upper farm, and there's some deer that were already out in the food plot and some standing right up here. One just popped out. Right there, big doe. But we're gonna get set up. I haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna go to the bottom left-hand corner or right-hand corner. Down there or down there. There's the stump 2 from Banks. Picked those up from Ravlin Hill Archery. That's going to be absolutely awesome to rifle hunt out of right there. But we're going to go climb up in a tree down there. I haven't decided quite where yet. This stinking doe is just about tame over here. Oh, there she goes finally. Probably do a little spot and stock on her. Come right up around the back side of that patch of brush and stick her. Let's head down there. So right here was our disaster of a brassica plot that it came back to life. I planted a ton of winter rye in here. You can see all the winter rye is coming up, and they're just nipping off the tops of all of it. Deer really like this winter rye this time of year, so they're hitting this pretty hard. Obviously, the new seeding down here in the bottom, they're hitting harder. I'm trying to decide if I want to be in the bottom right-hand corner or the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to flip this rock to decide. If it lands on this side with dark spot, we're going to go to the right. If it lands on this side with no dark spot, we're going to go to the left. No dark spot. We're going to the left. Deer beds all over. in here. I planted 4 different types of clovers in here from a couple different mixes. One's from Real World, and we cover seeded it with oats, and we brush hogged the oats in, so there's a whole bunch of oat regrowth coming right now. So I anticipate the deer coming right through these crabapple and apple tree to come out here, or they're gonna come right out of this corner right there, or they're gonna come out of the gator path over there. It actually looks like a trail coming through right here, but the stand is right here. Right there it is. Perfect. Wind's coming straight off the plot. I am all settled into this tree stand. I've got a lot more limbs in the way this year than I did last year. I didn't come in here and trim these lanes. I kept some limbs here for cover last year, but they've added more leaves and they're hanging way lower than they were, so really I don't have much for a shooting lane over to my left, but I've got a great hole right here on that logging road that comes out of the corner. If a big doe comes out right there, I'll have good shooting, 25-30 yards at her. But food plot looks absolutely fantastic up here. This has been brassicas for like the last 6 or 7 years, and the soil's just been decimated up here. So I think it's going to take a few years of lime and new seeding to bring this back to life down here for a while. I got to take soil samples here next spring and really diagnose the problem, especially up top, and get that right. But this year up here, it's been pretty disappointing when it comes to big deer. It's just, typically in years past, this has been one of our biggest deer producing chunks of our farm. So this farm is way down the road from, what we call our home farm. And I think there could be a couple reasons to that, but I'm not going to speculate as to what's going on up here. But nonetheless, I know there's a lot of deer hitting this food plot, and I think that one might get the air let out of her lungs tonight, so we'll see. There's a deer up here that's got a real funky rack. It's a young deer, probably 3.5 is what I figure him at. If he's a 2.5, he's a nice 2.5-year-old buck, but he really needs some more time. Be interesting to see what he'd look like next year, but he'll likely get whacked this year by somebody, which isn't a problem. There are a lot of apple trees in here, and there has been some bears feeding on these apples in here, so you never know, maybe a big bear will come out across here. We'll see. Well, the first deer of the night just popped out of that brush right in the middle here above the gas well. It was bedded right in there somewhere. Walked out to the upper food plot up there. Just barely see it through that crabapple tree. Looks like the tiniest little spike ever. He's up there slamming that winter rye. Got a bunch of blue jays talking over here off the edge of the plot. I bet there's some deer on the way. Well, there's a deer standing about 5 feet from the Honda. Right below the stump too. They're clearly not too scared of that. Chewing on apples right here. Just got back to the house. Tonight ended up being kind of a bust. I saw, I think, probably 6 deer in total. One little spike and some does and fawns. I could hear deer chewing on the apples under the apple tree to my left. So my rock did me dirty when I flipped it. If, you know, the side with the dark spot on it would have came up, I would have been sitting on the other corner right over that apple tree, and I think I would have got my doe, because I definitely heard some over there gnawing on apples and crunching and whatnot. But overall, it was really weird. The deer just were not coming out there like they had been, and you know, the trail cameras show a much different story there with deer coming out, especially out of that corner I was in. They were really coming out of there a lot. But I don't know. I'm super excited though. Looking at the forecast, it looks like Friday, Saturday, Sunday we got a pretty massive cold front moving in where it's going to be at low 40s, a little rain on and off. Should get the deer up on their feet. I might actually get back in and get after one of the big boys at that point. I've been laying off with this crappy weather. Although you know, the buck move that I saw last night was pretty unbelievable with that buck coming out and hitting that scrape and whatnot. But either way, we'll be back at him tomorrow. I got my chicken with lettuce, chunks of tomato, cheese, and a big glass of milk. We'll see you on the next one.